Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
While we were driving this evening to Temple, we came through Franklin on several two-way streets. Cars and trucks moving in all directions, passing on the left, slowing down occasionally, signaling their intentions to turn. All pretty normal stuff in the life of driving here, with perhaps the exception of using your turning signal. This two-way system largely goes unnoticed. We somehow follow the rules of the road as they were set out. We understand the yellow lines, the direction to travel, the road signs, the warning signs. Yes, we are quite comfortable in this practice. Generally speaking, in conversation with each other, we pretty much follow that two-way model. One person speaks, the other listens, then the listener speaks, and the previous speaker listens. We have adapted that principle to electronic conversation as well. One person posts, the other people respond. It's true with email, it's true with text messaging. A two-way event occurs, and generally goes unnoticed. I'm convinced that if we each take time to think about this two-way paradigm, we could come up with countless examples, each involving a point, counterpoint, action-reaction scenario. Our world is based upon this two-way chemistry. Several months ago, we replaced our burnt-out bulb in the Ner Tamid with a long-lasting 10-year, low electric usage, extremely efficient LED bulb. Day after day, night after night, Shabbat to Shabbat to Shabbat, this red bulb stays lit. But why? What is it there to do? What is it there to say? Perhaps we have all heard stories that the eternal light is God in our presence. Perhaps others thought that this was a symbol of the eternal covenant, thus it is suspended over the ark. Still others see it as a vestige of the second temple and the promise to restore us, as in days of old. Not quite a reform thought, but surely a hope of some of our fellow Jews. The beginning of this week's Parsha is Tetzvah, Exodus 27:20 through 30:10, which deals mostly with the tabernacle in the desert, the appointments of the tent, the clothing for Aaron and his sons as the priests of God, and the sacrifices of blood, the rituals that God would find pleasing. It's a fascinating look back at where we came from, and its remnants are still seen today. A discussion maybe for the Oneg, maybe not. But the opening verse of this week's Parsha is, "You shall further instruct the Israelites to bring you clear oil of beaten olives for lighting, for kindling lamps regularly." Translated to Ner Tamid. The following from several teachings may be instructive. A midrash taught that God instructed Moses to cause a lamp to burn in the tabernacle, not because God needed the light, but so that the Israelites might be able to give light to God, as God gave light to the Israelites. The midrash likened this to the case of a man who could see, walking with a blind man. The seeing man offered to guide the blind man. When they came home, the seeing man asked the blind man to kindle a lamp for him and illumine his path, so that the blind man would no longer be obliged to the seeing man for having accompanied the blind man on the way. The seeing man of this story is God. For, as it's stated in 2 Chronicles and Zechariah, "For the eyes of the Lord run to and fro throughout the whole earth, and the blind man is Israel," as Isaiah 59:10 says, We grope for the wall like the blind, yea, as they that have no eyes do we grope. We stumble at noon as in the twilight. And the Israelites stumbled in the matter of the golden calf at midday. God illumined the way for the Israelites after they stumbled and led them. And the Lord went before them by day. And then, when the Israelites were about to construct the tabernacle, God called to Moses and asked him that they bring to you pure olive oil. So what does this have to do with a two-way conversation, driving, and our world in general? It's the line that God instructed Moses to cause a lamp to burn in the tabernacle, not because God needed the light, but so that the Israelites might be able to give light to God, as God gave light to the Israelites. Let us continue to look at our near-term need as a two-way street. May we learn to give light to God as much as God may give light to us. May we continue to be informed by God and inform God, and at the same time that we Jews always are a light to the nations. May we also remember that if our relationship to our God is two ways, so let our relationship with each other emulate that model. Ken Yehi Ratzon, be this God's will, be this our will. Please turn to Aleinu on page 586 and rise. When superstition shall no longer enslave the mind, nor idolatry blind the eye. O may all created in your image become one in spirit and one in friendship, forever united in your service. Then shall your realm be established on earth, and the word of your prophet fulfilled. Adonai will reign forever and ever. on page 594. Why should I wish to see God better than this day? I see something of God in each hour of the 24, and each moment then, in the faces of men and women, I see God, and in my own face in the glass. I find letters from God dropped in the street, and every one is signed by God's name, and I leave them where they are, for I know that wherever I go, others will punctually come forever and ever. This week during Shloshim, 30 days after burial, we remember Joan Ferris, grandmother of Emily Ferris, Susan Rosen, wife of Mark Rosen, mother of Michaela and Max. And during Shana, the first year after burial, we remember David Ferris, father of Emily Farley, William Thompson, stepfather of Grace Cooper, Ann Cutler, mother of Mark Cutler, Emmanuel Block, father of Abby Block, Loretta Sims, mother of Tony Sims, James Pennewell, father of Lynn Rubenstein. And on the occurrence of their yard sites, the anniversaries of their death, we remember Bessie Bendeski, grandmother of Stuart Lipson, Frida Berga, mother of Ed Berga, Lillian Gaba, great-aunt of Stacy Bushy, Sam Goldsmith, great-uncle of Stacy Bushy, Louis Hirschfield, father of David Hirschfield, James Keith, father of Clint Keith, Gerard Pfeffer, father of Michael Pfeffer, Evelyn Sawyer, mother of Jerry Sawyer. Are there others? Linking their names with the names in the deepest recesses of our hearts and of our people, I ask you please to rise for the Kaddish, which you may find on page 598. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, B'alma divra kirutei v'yamlich malchutei, B'chaye chon u'v'yom echon, u'v'chaye d'chol beit Yisrael, Ba'agala uvizman kari v'yimru amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevarach le'olam olmei olmaya. Yitbarach v'yittabach v'yitha'ar v'yitraman v'yitnaseh. Yitadar v'yitale v'yitalal shmei dekadisha barichu. Ve'ela min kol birchata v'shirata. Tushbechata v'nehemata, ta'amiran v'yalma v'yimru amen. Yehei shloma Rabbah min shamaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimru amen. Osei shalom v'imramav, u'ya'asei shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimru amen. May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn, and comfort to the bereaved among us, and together as a community, let us say, Amen. Please be seated.
Shabbat Shalom. I'm Melissa Folsom, President of Temple Eitz Chaim Sisterhood, and thus a member of the Board of Directors for Temple Eitz Chaim. And I want to thank Richard for leading such a lovely service in such an eloquent way. And I'd like to thank Lee for your beautiful music and the great spirit. I get a kick out of watching you go on that guitar. It's obviously part of your prayer and worship. Some announcements. How about I look in the right month? It's February vacation, so there's no religious school on Sunday or Wednesday. There will be Mahjong Monday night at 7 o'clock. I'm a little skeptical because we've moved our sisterhood board meeting to Monday because of the weather of last week. And half the people that play Mahjong are going to be at that. But don't quote me, double check if you're into Mahjong. As far as upcoming events, a week from Monday night will be the Brotherhood Bowling and Pizza. There will be the Chaverim program will be held on Tuesday night, the 26th. We have a temple board meeting on Thursday night, the 28th. Everyone is always welcome to that, by the way. And on March 2nd, we will be going to see Sheer Madness in Boston with the Sisterhood, if anyone is interested. Check in with me after Shabbat. Other upcoming events include the Purim dinner and service on March 20th, the Community Seder in April on the 20th, and the Women's Community Seder on April 22nd. I know that feels like a long way away, but we all know we're going to turn around and it will be here. And mark your calendars for the Mitzvah Day on Sunday, May 5th. And I think that will do it, except that Stuart has an announcement. Talk to the rabbi if you'd like to take part in the Purim spiel. And Shabbat Shalom.
Closing song?
Geshet Sar Me'od, which is on page 339. No, it's not in brackets. 339, not in brackets. I'm sorry. Richard wants it in brackets. It would be 643. Gesher Sar Me'od. Kol ha'olam kulo Geshet Sar Me'od. I haven't played this in a while, so. Kolam kulo Geshet Sar Me'od. Geshet Sar Me'od. Geshet Sar Me'od. Kol olam kulo Geshet Sar Me'od. Geshet Sar Me'od. So Haikar, Lolifahid, Kilave, Haikar, Lolifahid, Kilave, Kol Olam Kulo, Geshet Sar Me'od, Geshet Sar Me'od, Geshet Sar Me'od, Kol Olam Kulo, Geshet Sar Me'od, Geshet Sar Me'od. B'chaikar, Lolifahid, Kilave, B'chaikar, Lolifahid, Kilave. The whole entire world is a very narrow bridge, a very narrow bridge, a very narrow bridge. The whole entire world is a very narrow bridge, a very narrow bridge. And the main thing to recall is to have no fear at all. And the main thing to recall is to have no fear at all.
Yishmerecha Adonai Yishmerecha bless us and protect us. Yair Adonai panav elecha v'yikuneka. May God's face shed light upon us and be gracious upon us. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lacha shalom. May God lift up God's face unto us. May we find that two-way street that leads us towards that great gift that we all seek, we all must strive for, we all must find, the gift of peace. King Yiratzon, be this God's will. Shabbat Shalom. Shalom.